Hi, and welcome back to Hymer Bils Technical. On this episode, Gary pulls apart a leaking roof cooling unit and battles with plastic cancer.
Okay, so we're up on the van. I put these bits of tape across over the winter just in case there was water actually blowing into the unit, but that didn't appear to be the problem. You may see that these are nice clean new screws. I did come up here and have a quick look, and I put new screws and clips in. Just to make, because I knew it would be coming off again. Okay. Now I'll try and get the camera in position so you can watch what we're doing. Wire clips are the ones with the little spring clip on the other side, which I'll show you where your screws to grip in. Okay, so the pipe here you have to take off. Hope you can see that. Make sure you don't rip that off as you take this cover off. Now, to show you how this works, very simple. This disc here is attached to the bottom of the motor inside. You have a sponge filter below that. The pipe inside that we showed you here, that feeds to the pump inside the van, feeds water up and out of this small hole, the nozzle there, and drips or sprays down onto this disc while it's spinning at high speed. It then throws the water out with centrifugal force. That water on a hot day evaporates, and if you have the van on the cooling system, it draws air in through this, which again, any water getting on it will evaporate in a hot day, and that cools the air. It's as simple as that. And that cool air goes into your van, and it does make an appreciable difference. As we in Italy this year, it really did cool the van down. And with the solar system, during the day when it was hot, not so good when it was at night time, there was enough power getting produced to keep this running, so it kept us cool. At night when the sun went away, I had to turn it off fairly quickly before it ran away with the battery. There's a big motor in this. But yeah, that's us to this position. Now, I gave this a quick clean out before I was here before. If you could see in here, if you see that clip, it looks like a clip. That's the screw, one of the screws. It's actually the one that's broken, the plastic, inside the van. Okay, so that one isn't quite, it's not bad. But if you look at this one, how corroded that is, pretty bad. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and get some penetrating oil, and we're going to spray all four of these clips, hoping that it'll release enough. We're not going to try it too hard. These are the type of clips actually that you use behind plasterboard walls, etc. If you've seen that type of clip, they spread out once you tighten them. I think we're going to struggle getting these out. So I might have to think of a way of actually cutting a groove down these type of fixings to get this off. Okay, hi. Amazingly, we've had 2 days no rain, although it's a bit dreich here in Scotland. But because I've got a couple of dry days, we're going to have a look at the classic Hymer ventilation unit. Now, I don't even have the name because all the stickers have come off it. Could be Aldi, could be, I'm really not sure who it might be that manufactures it. But what we'll do is we'll have a look at it. I've had a quick look at it before, but what's happening is over the winter it's started leaking. So you might be familiar with the unit, you might not. So here's the original unit. And we'll take the covers off and let you have a look inside. Now it does cool down. We used it in we used the unit in Italy last year when it got quite hot in the summer, and it worked really well. And I'll show you when it warms up how it works. It's very simple. I'm surprised that there's not more units continue to use it rather than going to very fancy and very expensive refrigeration style units. This just really works on evaporation. So, just to let you observe from the inside, that's the unit here. See these screws in the corner? I'll show you just in a second, and that one's actually burst away. I'll need to make a repair for that. What I call plastic cancer is really starting to take a grip. Okay, so I beat that itself is not good, but we'll repair with that with plastic steel or something. So but yeah, that's the unit. As I say, it worked very well when we used it last year in Italy. Can extract high speed, low speed, and then does extraction or blowing into the van. And the pump there on the side pumps water, and I'll let you see how that water works in actually cooling the van. Okay. Right, okay, try and show you. I think this cover isn't bolted directly through to the roof vent, so I'm going to try and take this off. The screws seem to be like large self-tapper screws, so I'll show you taking this off, and then obviously support it with one hand while you're trying to take it out. It's maybe a two-man job. As I said, the plastic is becoming, at 39 years old, it starts becoming very brittle. And I'm going to look into, sometimes you can release that brittleness by just heating. So I might look into that. Okay, so there's our main fan. As you can see, the top of that I've showed you has a disc which water drips onto. The water gets, unfortunately, due to weather time constraints, this being Scotland, as you can see, likely to be raining tomorrow. I've now got the opening is clear. Okay, I've cleaned all around it. I'm not bothering with the rest of the roof just now. I still have the line I can see of the original sealant, so I'm going to put the Sikaflex 221, I think it is. Sikaflex 221. I'm going to put that in around in a V band, so you'll see it'll be like a little V shape. It'll stick up high, and that'll make sure that bead around it. Sikaflex will probably be enough to hold it, but I've got the captive nuts and bolts there, so I'll try and get them once I've got the unit back down. Okay, so here's the whole unit here. The fan unit, and it's been around this seal somewhere. The water's been coming in. You can see the bolts have broken off here, so we'll be putting stainless steel. We'll replace these with stainless steel bolts, and I'll replace this seal. You see how brittle it's got. I'm going to hope I don't need this off again, and I'm going to repair this seal with a V-shaped line of Sikaflex, white Sikaflex sealant. And to be honest, I probably won't need these bolts to hold it with a Sikaflex sealant. Yeah, but I'm going to give the unit a good clean up, and back on with the sealant, and hopefully that'll be the problem cured. Okay, so just using slightly under boiling water and normal dish soap, and you can see that's clearing up nicely. Okay, so I've now got the whole unit off, cleaned, both top and bottom, and a problem we've had, the retaining bolts or brackets, that's these little units here. I've had to cut them off. They wouldn't come out at all out of the unit, so I've actually had to cut them out of the unit. So we've now got a blank hole at each 4 corners of the unit. So what I'm about to do, I've located 4 big washers, 10mm stainless steel nuts, and I've got 10mm stainless steel bolts. So I'm going to put the whole thing back up using the stainless steel bolts, but I'll have to make these nuts captive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some Sikaflex 221, and I'm just going to use that as an adhesive to hold the nuts and washers in place. Let it dry, and then hopefully I'll have captive bolts before I put the unit back on. Okay, so I've got these out. If you just look on these tiny little clips, I'll have to come out to get these units out, and then I'll scrub them with a old toothbrush or something, clean them all up.
Please like, subscribe, and hit that thumbs up button. Return for part 2 and see if we finish with a working cooler or more parts fall off with plastic cancer.